This week on the Max Wrestling Podcast.
The good, the bad, and the ugly of the greatest Royal Rumble.
Is Raw the new B show?
And Samoa Joe has eyes on the goal.
Turn it to 11. It's time to take it to the max. Welcome to the Max Wrestling Podcast, the house that Dazzy dangerously built. There is no Mike, there is no Butcher this week. Mike's moving house. Even though he helped build this one, he's moving house. And I think the Butcher's still recovering from jet lag, even though he didn't actually go to Saudi Arabia. However, as a nice little surprise for you people, I've got the OG co-founder of Max Wrestling. He is, of course, the current holder of the first ever Iron Bank contract, the Demon of the Wash Valleys, the Phoenix. Welcome back.
Thank you. How's everybody doing?
Everybody by me, I'm fine.
Really? Your bollocks all better?
Yes.
Good.
Then
So
yeah,
your wife's not. So your wife's still not planning on like ripping mine off as like a supplement to you.
no, I mean, I think in fairness, I think AJ Styles has had it worse.
Ooh. You'll probably need a testicle transplant the way they're going.
I think this is only the second time it's just been me and the Phoenix. We've done it once before. I've done a couple solo with Mike, but this is only the second time us two have done it.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds about right.
Fortunately, we do have quite a lot to talk about. We've got reactions to the greatest Royal Rumble. We've got Raw, we've got Smackdown, we've got NXT. We don't have 205 Live or the show, or the company of many names. We don't talk about that. And we also have Backlash predictions.
Oh, okay.
So before we get into all that stuff, ladies and gentlemen, remember you can catch up with all the latest Max Wrestling news, episodes, and history at maxwrestling.net and at Max Wrestling UK on all social media. Now, apparently you fell asleep twice or three times during the Greatest Royal Rumble.
I managed to get through the first two matches, and then the Cruiserweight Championship match I really wasn't asked about, so I decided to hang my washing up. And then I think it was the match after that, I fell asleep, woke up midway through the Rumble, and went, alright, let's get back to where I was. And then yeah, I fell asleep and went, alright, stop this, I'm just going to watch the Rumble match. Fell asleep, woke up, and then woke up again about midway through, and I was like, for fuck's sake!
Now, the only part I haven't seen is the 2-hour Rumble match, because I just didn't have the energy for it. Fortunately, I did stay awake for the rest of it. Now, if anybody's listening from the RWT page, Butcher was promising a rant this week on the Greatest Royal Rumble. Obviously, we're not going to get to hear it. I was quite anxious to hear his rant as well, because, to be honest, I did kind of enjoy the undercard.
Again, I can't really comment on it because I didn't really watch it.
No.
So.
I didn't think I'd say this, but I really enjoyed the opening match between Cena and Triple H.
If I wasn't working on the Friday, I would have watched it live.
Well, you mean me too. I was working on the Friday. I started when the Rumble started, and I finished when the Rumble finished. Typical. So I managed to avoid most spoilers until the next day. But
yeah, I think I got most spoil. I think I was sort of the opposite way. Like I got most of the spoilers before I got a chance to watch it. So.
I do know one thing Butcher was going to rant about, and that was during the first match, maybe the first couple of matches in the front row, there was a lot of Saudi gentlemen standing around with their backs to the ring. I don't know if they were trying to find their seats or what the hell they were doing, but they were really annoying Butcher, and they really
Maybe
annoyed me too.
maybe they were trying to do what Evan did to Broken Matt in TNA. Yeah, nope. You're not worth my time.
Well, honestly, it lasted throughout the entire opening match. They were just stood there with their backs to the ring, and it wasn't just one or two. There was like a big crowd of them. Yeah, it was distracting and it was annoying.
I mean, yeah, if it's one of those things where you go to an event and you don't enjoy it, you don't turn your back to the thing, especially to a Cena and Triple H match. Say what you want about Cena, but he brings in the ratings and all that, and he
Oh
can
yeah,
hold himself in big matches, And
I don't think it was a
you know,
protest or anything. I genuinely don't
no,
think they
it
knew where
was
they were
it
going.
was a it was essentially a rematch of WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think we mentioned that last week, and that's the last time I remember them going 1-on-1. I completely forgot about 2008 or whatever it was.
Michael Cole bloody annoyed me on commentary because he said something like they went what was it? Cena walked out as champion. Dude, he was a defending champion at WrestleMania 22.
Michael Cole is designed to annoy us. If anything, he annoyed us more than the people standing around at ringside.
He said something on the second match as well. I can't remember what it was, but I know it bloody annoyed me.
He probably called Cedric
It's,
Alexander Rich Swann.
uh,
First of all,
mm.
you can see where all the money comes from now when they had friggin' lounge chairs for floor seats.
I didn't notice that.
And here's the stinger. They only cost the equivalent of about $60, I think it was.
So one of the, I think it was Cole who said that some of the seats in the front row were reserved for, I don't know, bloody royalty in Jeddah or whatever.
Oh yeah,
whatever it was.
all these rich people.
Yeah.
Who brought their kids, of course. There was a few kids. The kids were really enjoying it. They were going mad in the front row. There was one kid with floppy hair and a green shirt, I think it was. He was all over the first match.
I was actually surprised to see a bunch of kids in Cena merchandise. Imagine if you lost that match. Fuck yeah, no, you'd never show them up.
I wasn't surprised in the slightest. We all know that side of the world loved John Cena and Roman Reigns. Which surprised me when Roman came out later on to a chorus of boos. He got the same reaction he got in the US.
Maybe that's why, and I'm sure we'll go into this later on, but maybe that's why they sort of, I don't know, I guess botched the results of that cage match. Again, it's a spoiler. I haven't actually seen the match. But I know what happens.
Right, how much can we skip? We all knew Bray and Matt was going to win the tag team titles because obviously the Raw tag team titles need to stay on Raw. That was okay. Jeff and Jinder was what it was. Obviously, Jinder suffered from a minor earthquake.
That was just a basic normal match. That was.
I don't know if you've seen the botch, have you? So, Jeff.
I think I did.
Jeff goes for a whisper in the wind. Obviously, he's got his back to the ring, so he just goes for it. Jinder has got his back to Jeff Hardy, so he doesn't time it quite right. So Jeff hits the mat behind Jinder, and as Jeff hits the mat, Jinder just sort of flops to the floor as if it was full contact. I mean, it was almost a role reversal. Jeff was like, "Jinder, God damn it, Jinder!"
The way you screaming then just reminds me, like, Jeff, where are you?
Exactly, it was a role reversal. Jeff was ready, Jinder wasn't. Yeah, we
should have shouted, "Are you ready for this? Are you paying attention?"
SmackDown tag title match again was pretty predictable with the Bludgeon Brothers picking up the win. But we moved on to the 4-man ladder match, which was good. I don't think it was quite as good as it could have been.
I haven't seen any of that. I know who wins though.
Yeah, the end result was pretty out of nowhere, which is good. And I think everybody caught Seth catching Finn in the eyebrow with the belt straight away. because as soon as he hit him over the head with a strap, just blood starts coming out from above his eye.
Damn.
Yeah, so it must have been the popper that's on the strap or something, or the side plate or something like that caught him in the eye.
Damn.
But it was a
They
nice
got.
finish.
I'll say one thing about Finn though is that they gotta drop the whole Balor Club is for everyone and equality thing and stop him coming out with a smile and bring back the demon.
I think Balor needs to turn heel.
Yeah.
He's become pretty boring as a face, and I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind him as a face, but he's got to drop that smile. What's he on? And
Well, a lot of people were upset because he came out in Saudi Arabia and just like his usual plain trunks. He didn't have the rainbow or anything on it. It's like he's supposed to be representing this community. Well, kinda, but that's not what his gimmick is.
no,
He doesn't
I
come
mean,
out and
yeah,
say I'm all for equality and stuff like that. It's just
mm,
like a nice little nod, and obviously they can't get away with it in Saudi Arabia because the laws are a
no,
bit different over
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, they've only just like allowed women to start driving like last year, like 12 months ago.
Yeah, they've only been able
If
to
if
vote for a couple
if
of years as
that,
well.
I'm not sure what the terms are on like homosexuality and stuff like that. I don't know what their rules are on that.
No, I'm not too
But
familiar with it, but I'm pretty sure it's not as open as it is elsewhere.
no, no,
But still, people expect Finn Balor to come out wearing rainbows and obviously women to be on the show. It's not going to happen yet.
no. Because apparently they were quite what was it? Some of them were offended with the that Best of Both Worlds promo thing, and then they had like Sasha Banks like half naked and doing the hip thing, and
Oh yeah, they have to put
yeah,
out an
yeah,
apology to the
yeah,
people of Saudi Arabia for airing
yeah.
it. um, yeah, but people complain that WWE shouldn't have done the show in the first place, but they got $200 million for it, and they also
Yeah.
paid the women out of that money as if they were on the show anyway. So it's a win-win.
Mm.
I
And
mean,
Brock probably gets half of that 200 million a year.
oh yeah, a big portion of that went to Brock, but
Yeah.
the women got paid regardless of whether they were on the show or not, and they got more publicity over there. They're trying to get women more rights, so maybe next year the women can be on the show.
Mm.
I don't think people think long term anymore. They're not looking at the big picture. They just see a show with no women and think it's an insult.
Mm.
Baby steps, people. Baby steps.
Yeah. I mean, even if they had like a woman coming out to manage somebody, that's at least it's a start, you know?
Yeah, I think the thing is that I don't think they're allowed to compete in any sports over there yet.
Mm.
So it's not just like a wrestling thing. Now Styles Nakamura again wasn't incredibly special, but it was a better match than WrestleMania.
I think that this feud between Nakamura and Styles is going to end with AJ finally low blowing Nakamura.
Yeah, I think the heel versus face dynamic really helped this time because Mania obviously they were both faces,
Yeah.
and even if you go back to their first match at Wrestle Kingdom, AJ was the heel, Nakamura was the face, so
Mm.
maybe they needed to be opposite ends for this feud to work, and it is working because Nakamura's on fire as a heel.
Yeah, he changed the songs he didn't like fans chanting his singing his theme song along with.
So now we've got lyrics that you can't understand.
Yeah.
Even though I can't understand them, they're cool lyrics.
They can still sing it. They still sing the tune, though, can't
Well, they were on
they?
SmackDown. We'll get to SmackDown in a bit, but they were still singing his theme.
Just,
Um, I didn't think Undertaker would have a forgettable performance, but I kind of tuned out on Taker and Rusev.
I haven't seen it.
No,
I
I
can
mean,
imagine who I can. I don't even know who won, but I can imagine who won.
oh well, yeah,
I'm pretty.
that was
Yeah.
pretty predictable. But
Mm.
I mean, I think the one highlight was Taker giving Aiden English a tombstone, and
Oh, I heard about
genuinely
that. Yeah,
dropped him on his freaking head. It was like
yeah.
Owen Hart and
There was,
Austin all over again.
yeah, there was a rumor that Aiden was apparently legit injured. Um, Again, I haven't seen anything to say that whether or not it is true or if it's just a work, but
I mean, he
it,
seemed okay on SmackDown. He didn't do anything. It was just like a backstage segment, but he seemed okay.
yeah. The only fault I would point out is that Taker's done the Tombstone since, well, for 27 and a half years.
Oh yeah, it's very, very
And
rare for Taker to botch a
yeah,
tombstone.
but, you can do a move 1,000 times. It doesn't mean you won't fuck up on 1,001.
Exactly. I think we can let him off for this one.
Yeah,
It's probably a combination of ring rust and age, or
maybe.
maybe just an English inexperience at taking the move.
Mm.
Um,
Maybe it was a bit of both. I don't know.
yeah. So Brock and Roman, um, did have a controversial finish. Now, I saw the results of this match before I actually saw the match, and I thought,
A lot, a lot of people were pissed off about this.
well, when I saw the spoiler for the match, I thought WWE just fucked up and were trying to cover it up by saying, Brock got out the cage first, he wins. And I'm like, no, Roman's feet at the floor. But when you go back and watch it, the
Yeah,
commentators made a big point of Roman's feet were on the floor first, and they were just as confused as everyone else.
yeah.
So obviously it was planned to end that way.
And then they
Um,
had the referee issue a statement saying, "Oh, I was
yeah.
concerned about both competitors," and
So it's
even though
obviously
yeah,
setting up another rematch. The
mm,
fact that they had a controversial finish, but obviously Brock doesn't appear every week, so we don't know when the rematch is going to be.
I don't know. I'm guessing it'll probably be SummerSlam.
SummerSlam would be a safe bet, but
Mm.
I think rumours are pointing towards him working Money in the Bank next month, which I hope he does, and I hope he
Oh
loses, because
yeah,
if he doesn't work Money in the Bank, he's likely to beat CM Punk's record of 434, which is
right.
bullshit.
The thing I'll say about I've seen nothing. I've seen quite a few posts. Oh, Brock's this many days away from breaking Punk's record. I don't count this Lesnar's reign as an official or breaking Punk's record. I count this because they're two completely different championships. And
Yeah,
Punk, when he was champion for 434 days, he was defending it and or at least showing up on Raw every week.
yeah,
Lesnar shows up once every 3 or 4 months, if
yeah.
that.
Compared to Punk's reign, Brock's worked about a month's worth.
Yeah. So in Punk's words, like my one reign as champion equals 30 of Brock's.
Exactly. So fuck Vince and his politics.
Mm.
Punk Punk's
If
434 will be better than any Brock bullshit.
if Punk was still in WWE, he would have been champion for however long Brock's been champion for too. Because wrestling one night every few months is easy.
Nice paraphrasing. And Punk would have been there every night.
hmm
He wouldn't have got paid half as much, but he'd have been there every night.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I didn't watch the 50-man Rumble match. I've seen clips, I've seen highlights, I've seen Titus falling on his arms and sliding under the ring.
Yeah.
Which was
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. But of
Yeah.
course, WWE have
But
to ruin it.
yeah, and of course the fans blow it way out of proportion, and I don't know. I don't know if it was WWE or a fan had made like a slip and slide of it, Titus O'Neil on the cover, so it was like Titus World Slide, and made all these memes out of it.
Well, apparently they're releasing a
That's,
T-shirt about it.
yeah, essentially, I think they've already killed it within a week.
They have it. It's typical. You can't have anything organic without WWE ruining it. They think, oh, this is popular. Let's just jump on it. No, you've killed it now.
Yeah,
You've killed it
like
already.
the RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, they were starting to. Well, they mentioned it and they drew attention to it, and that was okay. But then on Raw, they did the whole obvious setup of Titus sort
Mm,
of stumbling towards the bottom of the ramp and then deliberately slipping on the rope. Yeah, you've killed it. It was
yeah.
funny, now it's just meh. Stupid. The right person won. Just a shame it was the
Oh yeah.
wrong Rumble match.
Yeah.
Because all he's got for this is a trophy and a nice green belt.
Yeah, what is that belt? I don't know what belt that. I've no idea what that belt is supposed to be.
That's the greatest Royal Rumble championship or whatever.
He's a Saudi Arabian champion.
Yes. Braun Strowman is a Saudi Arabian champion. I mean, he's got a nice trophy. It's nicer than the Battle Royal trophies.
Yeah.
For one thing, it doesn't look like it's made of earwax.
Mm. It doesn't look like a uterus either.
No. The other thing I can take away from the Rumble match is Daniel Bryan setting a record for the longest time in a Rumble match.
Right, did you see his chest?
Yes, as a result of Roderick Strong's chops.
Mm.
Jesus. I'm surprised he had any skin left.
He's still, yeah, he's obviously like damn near bloody fucking legless, and yet he was running across the ring and hitting drop kicks to Strowman and Lashley on opposite corners. You know, that guy can still go. He hasn't missed a step.
It's good to have Daniel Bryan back.
Yes.
Or as they would have said this week, we. So Roman kicked off Raw, and of course he talked about the controversy and stuff, and then we got into a fight with multiple men, and of course that set up a 6-man tag, because WWE loves 6-man tags and 8-man tags and 10-man tags.
If they love him so much, why don't they bring Teddy Long back?
Honestly, I don't even know who Roman's feuding with now, because he picked a fight with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Jinder Mahal. He's got unfinished business with Brock. He's got Joe this Sunday.
Joe at Backlash.
The whole thing's fucking messed up.
Yeah. It's like they don't know. Like we've got multiple things for him, but they don't know which order to go in, so they just shove them all at once.
Yeah, it's like that time. Who was it? Was it Braun Strowman or? I think it was Kevin Owens, actually. He was feuding with about 6 people at the same time when he was Universal Champion.
Yeah, it was Sami Zayn, NXT champion.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, Cena, Samoa Joe. Christ, I can't remember the others. That's like half of them, but I know there was more.
Yeah, he had about 6 feuds going at once.
Yeah. Finn Balor.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure if Bobby Roode was actually injured on Raw, but he took, I think it was a kick to the throat that led him to the outside, and then all the medics came down, and then Elias just announced himself as the winner.
Oh.
But if it's a worked injury, I'm not sure where it's come from, because he didn't seem to be feuding with anyone either apart from Elias.
It always seems to be like when you come up to the main roster, there's always 2 people to feud with, either Elias, which is on Raw, or if you get caught up to SmackDown, then you feud him with Dolph Ziggler, even though Ziggler's on Raw now.
Yeah,
so they'd have to find someone else. Yeah. That's another fuck up. So that's another fuck up from the shake up.
Yeah. Speaking of fuck up, 2 nice French boys got fucked up by the Authors of Pain. I'm not even sure how long the match lasted. It was 3 minutes, maybe. So now we've got Authors of Pain in the same situation that we've seen countless times with Braun Strowman and Nia Jax, where they're just beating jobbers.
About a minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah, okay, so it's even less than 3 minutes. To be honest, I'm kind of done with these type of pushes where they just beat jobbers week after week after week, because you don't really accomplish anything by beating jobbers who are clearly half the size of you and less experienced. But regardless, Authors of Pain look like beasts.
I suppose the first couple of weeks is okay, but then if you're gonna start introducing them as a legit tag team, then you need to start putting them into feuds with other teams.
Problem is, there isn't really a tag team division on Raw. I mean, we've got the Miz to
Mm,
Raj, which is a nice segue into the next segment, but they're not really. They don't really compete very much. They're just sort of in segments.
mm, yeah.
So last week they tried to reform the Shield with Seth Rollins, then they tried to reform the club
Balor Club.
with Balor, and
Um,
this week they tried to form the new Four Horsemen with both of them.
Oh yeah, the little T-shirt with all four pictures of their faces on it.
Yeah, I mean they weren't even printed T-shirts; they were just plain white T-shirts with the four heads sticky taped onto the shirt. They weren't even
Aye.
matching either. The faces were in different places on both shirts. Uh, obviously, they said no, or as Rollins gave him a hard no, um, which led to fisticuffs. It's kind of nice to see Balor and Rollins working together, but then of course Balor
Yeah.
blindsides him because they got a title match coming up later on, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
Uh, Ruby Riot. I'm not really fussed about Sasha Banks. I've lost a lot of interest in, because she's a
I
movie
think that
fucker.
apparently the reason like she hasn't been given a push is because of her attitude, like out on the other side of the camera, like backstage, things with fans and stuff like that. She just wants to be there to wrestle, basically. I
Oh
think.
yeah, her attitude stinks.
Mm.
Um, I mean, fair enough, respect the girl's privacy, but
Yeah.
even when people are respectful with her and stuff, she still just seems to have no time for her fans whatsoever.
She,
Unless
you
it's
know,
at like a convention where she's getting paid for it.
yeah. It's like she must have known like the publicity she would get when she once she signed with WWE though.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
So
for one thing, her cousin is Snoop Dogg.
yeah.
Eh, So he's like one of the world's most famous rappers, and she's joined the world's most famous wrestling promotion. What did she expect?
Yeah.
But yeah, as we said, she's also got a bit of an attitude about stuff backstage, like where she's positioned and stuff. Um,
Fucking be better in front of the camera. I mean, and I'm not talking about in the ring because we all know she's got decent in the ring, but it's when she's interacting with her fans, she needs to have a better attitude than the one she's got. Then she'll get higher positioned on the show and
yeah,
get
I
more
mean,
title, get more of a push.
Sasha is another one who really should be a heel.
Yeah,
Some of her best work was in NXT as a heel, and as a babyface, she's had, was it 3, 4 title reigns on the main roster, and they
yeah,
lasted a combination of 2 months.
a combination.
Yeah,
Yeah,
over 4 reigns
yeah,
now.
what's it like? Four reigns and each one's lasting about 21 days or something like that.
Yeah, I think 3 of them lasted 20 days each. They were all 20
Mhm.
days, and then one of the others lasted a little bit longer, maybe like a week longer.
Mm.
But I mean, you got Alexa Bliss, who's pretty much always in the title picture. She
Yeah.
doesn't have an attitude. She respects her fans. See the difference, Sasha? If you got a nicer attitude, you probably get treated better.
Yeah. I'm just worried, like where they're gonna put Alexa after she's finished with the feud with Nia. Because obviously she's got the rematch at Backlash, but then I'm still thinking Nia's gonna retain. But where do you put Alexa after that? And who do you put Nia with for the
Um,
title?
Maybe Alexa could use a bit of a breather away from the title because she's obviously been women's champion for a long time. She's been
Yeah.
on top for a long time. She could do with a
Mm.
little bit of a rest. But she's been fantastic at it, and I love the
Mm.
anti-bullying videos she's doing. They just suit her character perfectly. Like, feel sorry for me, but don't really forget that I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
Ah, and obviously she just ran for her life when Nia came out. But we'll get. Yeah, we talked about Titus coming out and pretending to slip on the rope that cost Baron Corbin a match. To be honest, I don't care about a Baron Corbin Titus O'Neil feud either. Um, I did start to like.
that's how No Way Jose beats him.
Yeah, I'm not friggin' asked about No Way Jose either. It's just
I
it's
just
Adam
think,
Rose's gimmick all over again.
by the sounds of it, they just made Baron Corbin look weak.
Yeah, they did, and I did start to like him on SmackDown when he was US champion and stuff. But man, has he become boring again. I mean, I agreed with the fans on Raw when they were chanting "We don't give a fuck" in French, which is "On ne sait vous pas." For those who couldn't quite understand what they were saying. Like he was trying to cut his promo when they were chanting that, and I think they were chanting "What" as well, and he was trying to shut the crowd up, but he wasn't doing a very good job.
Ah.
I mean, it's a shame because I did like Corbin at one point, and he has got some ability in him.
Yeah, and I just bloody love his theme song.
Oh, his theme song's awesome.
Yeah.
But he needs some work somewhere because he's just gone dull again. And I don't think feuding with Titus O'Neil is the way to do that.
Maybe get him to work on his promos a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think there's. I think there's something about his promos that's
Boring.
that makes it not easy for him to get behind him, type of thing. Yeah, kind of boring, essentially.
Boring.
A little bit.
So that brought us on to the 6-man tag, which you know the story. Braun, Bobby Lashley, and Roman Reigns defeat Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Jinder Mahal.
Are they actually going to actually do anything with Lashley, or are they just going to stick him in tag matches every week?
Well, somebody tweeted actually, I don't know if it was today or whenever, that they've only heard Bobby Lashley say 2 words since he's come back to WWE. That's a good thing. You don't want to hear Bobby Lashley speak.
Yeah, in all fairness, he does kind of sound like Brock Lesnar on helium.
Yeah. If you want a clear impression, just go back a few episodes, like in the summer, and you'll hear Mike Larkin impersonating Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley. My problem with this match is it didn't set anything up. The faces beat the heels, and there was no feud set up. So we don't know what Braun's doing, we don't know what Lashley's doing, we don't know what Jinder or Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn or Roman or anyone are doing, apart from the fact that we've got Roman Reigns and Joe at Backlash. But even that wasn't even referred to this week.
I think maybe they're just putting matches together, and then after Backlash, they'll start putting feuds together, because they just had the shake-up.
Yeah, I mean, it was a stupid place to have a shake-up when you've already got feuds set up.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe they're just trying to, I don't know, maybe put matches together to like time fill, and then after Backlash, all the feuds will be settled, and then they can start feuding with other people that are actually on their own show.
Yeah. This match was clearly set up just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we jumped the gun a bit when we talked about Alexa because she was in Mickey James's corner for a match against Natalya. Ronda Rousey can run like fuck. She was like the friggin' Roadrunner.
Was she like
chasing after Alexa?
What about Charles Robinson at WrestleMania 24? Was she like that?
Yeah, maybe we'll get a Ronda Alexa feud after the whole Nia Jax thing.
Yeah, they need to do something with Ronda. They can't just have it run out to help Natalya every week.
Well, I'm just waiting for Natalya to turn on her at some point now because we all know Natalya's always got a hidden agenda, and she was a heel on SmackDown. She comes to Raw and suddenly she's a face. Doesn't make sense.
No. Yeah, she's a face because she's Ronda Rousey's friend.
Yeah.
Okay then.
That's it. And then of course main events, Rollins and Balor prove that they can never have a bad match together. I mean, there wasn't anything spectacular that happened. It was just a good match. and
Mm.
ended with a nice little curb stomp, and that was it. Pretty simple, straightforward. I don't think there was any chance of Rollins dropping the title before facing The Miz at Backlash.
Mm.
But it was a nice possibility. So let's have a look what happened on SmackDown. See, I didn't really remember that much from this week. I've literally read up about it, and you haven't seen much of this week, so you've read up about it.
Yeah.
I did watch everything. I just
See,
don't remember much from it.
see, we're unorganized.
It's not
So
unorganized. It was just not memorable this week. But I know you don't like him. But the Miz kicked off SmackDown with Miz TV.
What the
Um,
hell is up with the Miz's latest ring attire?
See now that
He
I
look,
can agree with you on because he
he
looked like
looks like
frick.
he looks like a Zack Ryder reject.
I, See, I was gonna say Ken from Street Fighter. Oh, Ryu, one of them. Whichever one's the red one. It's been that
It's
long
like
since I
Zack.
played Street
It
Fighter.
was like Zack Ryder in 2011, where he come out with the headband and his hair's all spiked up and the glasses. He looks like a bloody reject from that.
Um,
It's alright, whatever makes him look stupid and gets him off TV, I don't mind.
there was a slight language barrier problem this week because obviously the Canadian fans like to chant in French.
Yeah.
So they were chanting something at the Miz. I don't know what the hell they were saying, but he responded by saying, "You do know I took Maurice to Hollywood, right?" And then they started booing. So I don't know what the hell they were chanting before.
Was it please fuck off?
I don't know, but for him to say something about taking Maurice to Hollywood, I don't understand what the hell they could have said. But anyway,
Maybe go back to Hollywood or something. I don't know.
but
Ask
Miz,
Kevin Owens, he can translate it.
yeah, where the hell was Kevin Owens? To be
He
honest,
was on Raw.
Miz did what the Miz does best, and he tried stirring the pot between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. For once, Randy Orton was actually quite entertaining by saying,
Did he RKO it?
no.
Well, it's not entertaining then, is it?
But he did say stuff like, I don't care, me and Jeff are fine. You know. It was quite uncharacteristic of Orton, to be honest.
I think Randy Orton's just there now to like be there, if you know what I mean, because he's accomplished everything. Multiple time world champion. He's a Grand Slam champion. He's won the Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank. He's essentially won everything there that he's probably wanted to win. So I just think he's there now to, like, he's happy whatever he does.
Yeah, I don't want to say he's become the new Dolph Ziggler because Randy Orton's got a lot more credibility than Dolph Ziggler. But yeah, he is just there just for the sake of it now.
Yeah. Kind of like Cena. Whenever he shows up, he's just there just for the hell of it.
Yeah. Shelton Benjamin, I don't think is doing too well on his own. I mean, obviously he's great in the ring, but he's got no charisma on the mic.
It was, it's kind of like when he was drafted over to Raw in 2004.
Yeah.
And then he had that brief feud with Triple H. And when he was on his own, yeah, he did all right. But again, his mic skills, never great. They've never been memorable.
They weren't great when he was teaming with Chad Gable, but at least he had Chad Gable, who was pretty good on the mic.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chad Gable, where the hell was he on Raw?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
He wasn't on Raw. Now Orton did turn into the Randy Orton we all know and love.
That's one thing. You would have thought since Chad Gable got the upset on Jinder last week, you would have thought Jinder would want retribution.
Yeah, but instead he's trying to pick a fight with Roman Reigns. No sense. Nothing made sense.
Yeah.
But Randy Orton did turn into the Randy Orton we all know and love after the match when he just dropped Jeff Hardy with an RKO.
Sounds like something Randy would do.
Yeah. Now we don't know your opinion on the Iconics, or what you make of them.
They remind me of the Bellas from like when the Bellas first debuted.
just more talented.
In ring, yes. On the mic, no. They're pretty much the same on the mic, just as annoying.
Yeah, they are very annoying on the mic, but they're supposed to be annoying, whereas the Bella Twins were just fucking annoying even when they were faces. Um, but yeah, they've got
Mm.
this habit of impersonating people and using the exact same voice. Um, they
Didn't they try and start a feud with the Bellas on Twitter?
Yeah, it
So,
was
so,
when
so yeah, because that was when there was speculation about a women's tag team championship.
yeah, there was something WWE put out, like things we'd like to see
Yeah,
Paige do as a GM, and then the Bella
yeah,
Twins were like, ooh, 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 ooh,
yeah.
should we get back in the game? I was like, no, stay
Well,
away.
well, Nikki did, of
Yeah,
course,
no,
because she's not dating, because she's not engaged to Cena anymore. She needs the publicity, otherwise she's not going to get that fancy life that she's always wanted.
oh, the best part is they're supposed to be filming a breakup scene for Total Bellas.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake.
Apparently they filmed it. Would you fuck film that?
Because they have to film everything, don't they? Everything has to be on camera.
Yeah, I don't get it though. It's like the Total Bellas are on the WWE network. The bloody Bellas aren't even in WWE anymore.
No, but Cena and Bryan are.
Mm.
But yeah, they did a very, very bad impression of Renee Young. Renee seems to think it was a Minnesota accent and not a Canadian accent, but I just thought it was the regular Australian accent.
Yeah.
Um, then there was a little backstage segment with the New Day and the Bar. One thing I want to see more of is R-Truth, to be honest, because they didn't show it on SmackDown last week, but they showed it on WWE.com with
Yeah.
uh Ty Dillinger on the phone saying, "What you're in the wrong city or whatever." I was like, "Okay, I'll see you tomorrow."
Oh yeah.
I want to see more stuff like that with R-Truth.
Mm.
Now this is where we saw Aiden English backstage with
It's
Rusev.
just disappointing. It's just disappointing that since R-Truth came back in 2009, he's only had a US title reign, and I think he had a tag title reign with Kofi Kingston. That's it.
Yeah, um, a lot of people, well, a lot of younger people probably don't realize Truth is a former heavyweight champion in the company
Probably
that
don't.
with many
Yeah.
names.
And they probably don't even recognize him as being K Quick 20 odd years ago.
Yeah, I remember K Quick. Um, but Truth,
Oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody.
Truth doesn't
Sorry, go
do
on.
much, and he's probably not
He's
credible
probably not.
as a challenger.
He's probably not fussed about where he is either, is he?
No, I mean the thing is, he's very entertaining when he's doing his comedy stuff, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, if he was shit at it, then we'd probably be more annoyed about it.
Even if he brought back little Jimmy, that'd be fun.
I don't think little Jimmy's very little anymore. He can't still
Yeah.
be an invisible child.
Would he still be? What? So would he be teenage Jimmy then?
No, he's probably 18 now, little Jimmy.
Oh, oh, big Jimmy.
um, yeah, so this is where we saw Aiden English backstage with Rusev. It's the first time in I don't know how long we saw Rusev on screen with Lana. That wasn't on Total Bellas. I mean on SmackDown now. So it looks like they're reforming Rusev and Lana finally.
It boggles my mind how they have not capitalized on Rusev Day.
Oh no, all they
Eh,
care about is making money off the t-shirts. They don't really want to push Rusev.
I'd be like, if I was Rusev, I'd be like, either give me my release or fucking push me so I could get more of this Rusev Day merchandise out.
Yeah, I mean, we've touched on this for a couple of weeks. It's
Mm,
like they're shooting themselves in the foot because they've got this great thing going with Rusev, but they don't want to capitalize on it. But why would you not want to capitalize on it and make more money?
yeah.
I don't understand the mindset behind WWE with things like this. But it looks like they're gonna try and drive a wedge between Lana and Aiden English. She thinks he's holding Rusev back, or suggested that that's how she thinks.
Mm.
So quite interested to see where that goes. Now this this is where we got the big Canadian, French Canadian chance when Big Cass came out and cut a horrible promo. Um,
Yeah.
with
He's
the
never been the best on the mic, has he?
No, I always thought he was terrible on the mic. But because he was with Enzo, people seem to love it. Um, but he did,
That's because Enzo did most of the talking.
yeah, and even that got boring after a while. But Cass did something that we've seen 100 times, where he got a midget to impersonate his rival. Um,
Oh, how original.
exactly, and then of course kicked him in the face. Um, but when he was cutting his promo, and that's when the fans were chanting, "We don't give a fuck" in French and stuff. The boos were very, very loud. I barely remember anything Cass said. Um, no, wait, I do remember it was something about. He kept saying stuff about being big and strong, and then actually Corbin's promo was coming back to me now. All I remember Corbin saying was something about money and funny and money and funny. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? It was the same with Cass. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Then of course the midget came out, and he made a lot of short jokes, which were just terrible. Not terrible offensive, just terrible dry, and that's not funny.
Just unfunny.
I've heard dad jokes that are funnier than that. Yeah, obviously Daniel Bryan was apparently not cleared for SmackDown because a risk of a chest infection because of the chops and everything that Roddy Strong gave him.
You don't think I'm gonna punish Roderick Strong for that now, do you?
Oh no! It was kayfabe. He's not really injured because he came out after 205 Live to work a dark match against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh.
Now that's a dream match, but it was a dark match, as they love to do, bastards.
Yeah.
Either
have the dream matches as dark matches or on the house shows.
Yeah. Which are in effect dark matches. Now I'll give you 3 guesses how the dark match ended.
DQ.
Yes.
Hey.
Did
AJ hit the low blow on Shinsuke?
No, Shinsuke hit a low blow on Daniel Bryan.
Oh.
Oh. So yeah, obviously we're getting the big Cass Daniel Bryan feud at Backlash, which is pretty predictable, but it's a nice, easy feud to sort of ease Daniel Bryan back into the spotlight.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had the WrestleMania match, but that was pretty rushed.
Then there was the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah. That sure as hell wasn't easing him back in. He was over an hour. Yeah. Now, AJ was interviewed by Renee Young. Apparently, Nakamura wanted an apology from AJ because he lost his cool.
What?
Because he lost his cool after their match at the Rumble and just started beating him up.
Oh.
Yeah. So obviously he didn't get an apology out of AJ. But then enter Samoa Joe, who looks to be AJ's next opponent if he defeats Nakamura. Obviously TNA chants came out. There's a lot of history there between AJ and Joe.
Yeah.
But there's also history between him and Nakamura, so regardless of who wins on Sunday, I think we're going to get a decent feud with Joe, with one of them two.
Yeah. I'll be fine with either one.
And surprise, surprise, low blow from Nakamura.
It sounds like what I used to do. I think it was SmackDown versus Raw 2007. I just kept running around the ring, giving everyone a low blow. I even low blowed the ref. I think I even low blowed the referee like 3 times in one match just for the hell of it, and it was. I never got disqualified. It was hilarious.
I remember later games, you put one finger on a ref, you get DQ'd. Even if you knock him out, you get DQ'd. Well, who called for the bell then?
The only fault on Here Comes a Pain was that the referees fight back.
Yeah. Bastards. They cost me many matches.
Yeah, although a couple of times I did, like, I was in a last man standing match, and as a referee counted 10, I kicked I kicked him in the face and flying across the room. Block that, you bastard!
Pretty forgettable match really between Sheamus and Xavier Woods. I'll just say Xavier Woods won. Then we went backstage and we finally got the reunion between Paige and Absolution. There was a nice little tease where they were going. So which one of us is gonna be? Paige was like, "Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? It's Mandy." Mandy thinks she's gonna get a title match. She's like, "No, you're facing Mickey, not Mickey James.
Sonya.
Shit, completely lost. Well, Becky Lynch.
Becky
Becky Lynch next week, and then inform them that Absolution is dead.
Oh.
Followed by an awkward silence. It was to be expected, really, but this was why I didn't want Mandy and Sonya going to SmackDown, because they could have done something as the two of them on Raw away from Paige.
I suppose they could still do it on SmackDown and just show Paige like firsthand how much they've grown in the last few months since they came up.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say that they're going to break up as a tag team. I was just saying that the three of us aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. We got another teaser for Andrade Cien Almas because we don't know when he's going to debut. Possibly Money in the Bank, I would say, unless he turns up at the end of one of the matches at Backlash.
Maybe.
And then we just ended the show with Charlotte and Becky Lynch and Asuka against Carmella and the Iconics. And of course, WWE like to pick up on pop culture, and Asuka referenced the Avengers.
Alright.
Weird.
I need to catch up on them.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, before I see Infinity War, I need to catch up on all of them.
Yeah, avoid all spoilers at all costs.
I've heard it's caused people to stop being an adult, kind of like Logan did.
Yep. I'm not saying anymore.
But I don't know what causes it, so.
Right, I'm not saying anymore on that. So, we're gonna go to a break in just a sec. But before we go anywhere, remember the next time we bring you a trivia special is the 2nd anniversary of the Knowledge Championship on June 30th at Trivia Takeover 3.0. Pick your poison. Everybody on the show will choose the type of trivia for each round until we are only left with the Knowledge Champion. We're also bringing back the special tradition of everybody on the show cutting a promo on a wrestler of their choice.
I've still got my Miz promo for I was going to do a promo series.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. And the first theme song for the show is Unstoppable by For the Fallen Dreams. You can check that out now on their new album 6, available on iTunes and Spotify. We'll be right back with Backlash predictions right after this.
There's no need for a battle. Thousands of men don't need to die.
I don't believe that giants and ghouls and white walkers are lurking beyond the wall.
My reign has just begun.
Relive the story so far. Throne Zone Season 2, coming this summer from Danger Zone Productions. So with Backlash this Sunday, there's 8 matches so far. Nothing is listed for the pre-show. Which means they're likely to add something either tomorrow or right before the show, which is probably going to be the Cruiserweight Championship match. And if it is, it will likely be Cedric Alexander, obviously, as the champion. Who's he feuding with? Because I don't want to go off
Kalisto or what's his name?
Buddy Murphy's getting a bit of a push at the minute.
Oh, might be him then.
Because that was a thing. that was another thing I meant to say when we were talking about Raw and SmackDown.
Mm.
Rockstar Spud, Drake Maverick, whatever you want to call him, just put up a tweet about 205 saying, something big's going to happen tonight. Somebody's making a big return. Oh, who's it going to be? Fucking Buddy Murphy.
Wasn't it like he was meant to get the shot at the Greatest Royal Rumble, but he didn't?
Yeah, 'cause
I
he
think
didn't
he was
make the
like
weight.
just over the. He was just over 205.
Yeah, so that was the big return. He's now under 205 again. So obviously I didn't watch 205, but I was going to just to see who the big return was, and then I woke up the next morning, looked at the results, and thought, fucking glad I didn't watch it now, because I'm still one of these people who's never seen an episode of 205 live, and I don't regret it.
Neither have I, and I honestly had no time for it. That's why I went to hang my washing up when I watched when the cruiserweight title match was playing.
I mean, I don't mind some of these cruiserweight title matches. I've enjoyed a couple of them, but they're not enough to make me watch 205.
No.
So let's kick it off another way. Okay, up first we'll do Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton for the United States Championship. I have got Mike's predictions. Mike has gone with Jeff Hardy. I would say Jeff retains as well. I don't see any reason for the title to go back to Randy Orton now.
Neither would I.
I still say he only got it in the first place just to complete his collection, so there's no point in him taking it back.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy can do a lot more with it than Randy can.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Orton really needs it, though, is it?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to say Jeff.
That's full house. I agree with Mike on the next one as well, where Nia Jax retains against Alexa Bliss, as we talked about, and Alexa probably then goes on to a new feud.
Yeah, it's like you said. It's like you said earlier on. Alexa probably needs a break from it.
Yeah. And Nia's waited long enough for the women's titles. It would be cruel for them to take it off her now.
Yeah.
We'll stick with the women because we've got the other women's championship on the line, the SmackDown Women's Championship, with the rematch between Carmella and Charlotte. If it was just one-on-one, I would say Charlotte had a good chance at regaining. However, it seems like Carmella's got the Iconics in her corner. And I could definitely see them helping her.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Butcher say that if they put the belt on Carmella, then he's done with WWE?
Yeah, but I think he appreciated the way they did it, and the fact that she's aligned with the Iconics, because he's a big fan of the Iconics. Not that I blame him.
Ty Dillinger's a lucky cunt for nailing Peyton Royce, isn't he?
Who?
Ty Dillinger.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He really does get perfect hands.
Well, that's what I heard that they're going out anyway. So it's like they went public with it when they both got called up to, or since they're both on SmackDown now. So.
All right, so I would say Carmella retains due to interference from the Iconics.
I still don't think Carmella is totally ready, so I'm going to say Charlotte.
Okay. See, for me, Charlotte.
Even if the Iconics are in Carmella's corner, somebody's going to come out and be in Charlotte's corner.
Oh yeah, it'll be Becky Lynch or Asuka or both.
Naomi.
I don't care about Naomi. She's too busy getting involved with the Usos and the Bludgeon Brothers anyway.
Yeah, that makes no sense either.
How'd you talk down two big monsters and the wife? Get the wife to dance and shake her ass. It'll distract Luke Harper. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's why his eyes are always like 2 centimeters out of his head.
I mean, for me, Charlotte doesn't need the championship. She's pretty much established as the top woman in WWE now, not just on SmackDown, but the whole frigging company.
Yeah, but the thing, I'm surprised that she didn't get called up to Raw again because we've all said that she's lost whether she's champion or not the champion. She's lost on SmackDown.
Mm, yeah, but I think it's good for them to have two sort of alpha females on the show. So we got Charlotte on SmackDown and Alexa on Raw.
Mm.
Plus, hello. Plus,
Right,
if Charlotte
my
went to
phone
Raw,
briefly.
she'd be too close to Ronda Rousey, and I think they're keeping that until we're closer to next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe.
And please God, let them main event, because I cannot be bothered with a fifth Roman Reigns main event. Right. So that's two for Carmella, one for Charlotte. Back to it's another multi cross promotion match. I think there's three maybe inter-brand matches on this one. We've got Seth Rollins and The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. Now,
Seth Rollins.
see, Mike's gone for Rollins as well. It's a tough one because I think Rollins.
How is it a tough one?
Because I
They're
think
not going to have
Rollins.
They're not going to have the two mid-card championships on one show.
That's what I've been saying, and
In
somebody said
the
something
US.
about it the other day, and I was like, well, yeah, but they can't just have champions moving like that because if the titles oh no, somebody said if Miz wins, he's going to go back to Raw, and I said, well, that's not going to happen because the title doesn't mean you have to be on that show because if it did, they wouldn't have moved Jinder to Raw with their title, with the US title in the first place.
Yeah.
But anyway, the only way it would work is if they change both titles. But they're really pushing on the Miz tying Jericho's record of 9 Intercontinental titles as we get towards Backlash. So I think there's a case to be made for both of them. But I don't know which way either one can go if they lost. So I'm just gonna say Rollins retains as well. But I think there is a strong chance that Miz equals Jericho's record just because of the way they've been pushing it and they like breaking records lately.
Yeah, but then you got the two mid-card titles on SmackDown, and then Seth's going to get a rematch. And then you can't really build it with the two superstars on separate shows.
The only way I could see it would be if Miz wins,
Mm.
and then he puts it on the line in a cross promotion, maybe ladder match at Money in the Bank. But yeah,
Unless he wins, goes back to Raw, drops it at whatever, and then I don't know.
There's a lot of scenarios with this one, but we can't keep doing Balor and Rollins every week.
But they seem to be. I think after Big Cass, and maybe they'll go to Miz and Bryan at SummerSlam, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that feud's got to happen at some point.
Don't want to see Miz at bloody SummerSlam, but fuck it.
I'm determined he'll win you over at some point.
He will not.
He won me
The New
over,
Day
and I used to hate him as much as you did.
The New Day got a better chance of winning me over than he does.
Next match, what have we got? Speaking of Daniel Bryan, it's Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Seems like a predictable one. This one, I'll just go with the easy option and say Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I want to say Daniel Bryan, but as well. But the only issue I have is that Cass is like pretty much his first match back.
Yeah, and his first major feud as a single star.
Yeah. Unless you discount his feud with Big Show when he was helping out Enzo after their split.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say that was a big feud though. If you discount WrestleMania, I would say this is pretty much kind of Daniel Bryan's first match back on pay-per-view as well. Well, certainly his first singles match back on pay-per-view.
Yeah, because in all fairness to Brian, he was outside the ring for quite a bit of time, wasn't he? During the match at WrestleMania.
Okay, so maybe this is a tough one as well, but I'm still more inclined to say Daniel Bryan and Big Cass.
Yeah, and me.
I don't know if I said, but Daniel Bryan is also Mike's pick. Next one also seems. Oh, actually, no, I don't know. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Obviously, Braun's got a lot of momentum again after winning the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But you should never really discount Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
No, they've always seem to have a plan, something up their sleeve.
Also, I don't know where the hell this partnership's come from between Strowman and Lashley.
Maybe they got nothing else for Lashley at the minute.
Well, they got nothing for all four of them. I mean, Braun did win the Greatest Royal Rumble, but he didn't really get anything for it apart from a belt that doesn't mean anything and a trophy. But there is a rumor that Braun will be challenging Brock again once he's done with Roman Reigns if he is still champion. So maybe they'll be pushing Braun towards that match now. So
Braun versus. I'm still. When's Lesnar's contract run out? I thought it was only up until the Greatest Royal Rumble.
I don't think it's got a date. I think he's just agreed to work a few more pay-per-views. Butcher seems to think it's 2 more pay-per-views, so that would be, I would say, Money in the Bank and SummerSlam.
I've always sort of thought having Lashley versus Lesnar at SummerSlam, but they can't make Lesnar drop it to Lashley. It wouldn't really make sense since Lashley's doing nothing anyway.
So let's hope he drops the title at Money in the Bank and then just faces Lashley at SummerSlam as a goodbye match.
Either that or face Lashley at Money in the Bank. Obviously, Lesnar goes over and then Braun beats Lesnar for the title at SummerSlam.
I don't want him to hold the title till SummerSlam because he's still going to beat Punk's record then. I know it's a different title as we said earlier, but still.
I'm still not counting it.
You know they're going to acknowledge him as the longest reigning modern day champion or whatever bullshit.
I don't care what anyone says. I'm not counting it.
So is it Braun and Lashley for you as well?
Yeah.
All right. These predictions are pretty. What's the word? Unanimous this week. This month. So 2 matches left. One is Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. Not really sure how much we need to discuss about it because all signs point towards Roman Reigns.
Yep.
Even though Joe is doing a fucking brilliant job of bigging himself up and putting people down on the mic, and if his booking reflected his mic work, he'd be friggin' undefeated.
Yeah.
It's just a shame they won't give him wins to back it up. Kind of like they did with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's just like the Bray Wyatt all over again.
Because when Joe speaks, you pretty much believe he's going to kill you. But he keeps losing these big matches.
You know, if I was standing across the ring from Samoa Joe and he had a mic in his hand, I'd be like, fuck me, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. Oh, he wouldn't even need to pick up a mic. After Samoa Joe, I'm gone. Now on to what is hopefully the main event for Backlash. AJ Nakamura 3, which is now a no DQ match for the WWE Championship. So we can expect a lot of low blows because they're all going to be legal. Mike has gone with AJ to retain again. I am going to say title change because Nakamura is killing it as a heel. And I think if AJ retained again, it would really do a lot of damage to Nakamura's momentum.
As a heel, that would, yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't really have much momentum as a face before the Rumble, and then he lost a bit during the match at WrestleMania because it wasn't that great. But the moment he turned heel and then started saying, "No speak English,"
Yeah.
he's got
He
a
started.
lot of momentum again now.
He started asking for WWE to start putting out merchandise of no speak English.
Yes. Now, I want one.
What, you gonna
Um,
wear a t-shirt? What, you gonna go around Wrexham wearing a t-shirt say sorry, no speak English?
that's the thing. Like, people could see it out of context and say that's racist. Like, whoa, hang on. By buying this T-shirt, I put money in the pocket of an Asian wrestler. There's nothing racist about it. But yeah,
Well, so you're putting money in the pocket of an Asian wrestler who requested it for it to be made.
exactly. It's making him money.
It's a conversation starter.
Yeah. Or if they get offended, just say, "Not speak English." Um. So yes, my money is on Nakamura to finally win the championship at Backlash.
I don't think it'll be a bit poetic if he won it the same way like he did, like AJ won his first title after, like he hit his finisher after a low blow.
Also at Backlash.
Yeah.
It's all poetic. It's all coming together.
Yeah.
It's making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So who's got your pick?
I don't know.
Considering it's no DQ and
Yeah.
Nakamura's a heel now, so he just doesn't give a shit, which means he's probably going to be more aggressive, more violent, and obviously more prone to cheating than AJ. But you can't really cheat in a no DQ match anyway.
I think only because of the momentum thing, I'm gonna have to go with Nakamura.
Yeah, and I think the stipulation definitely works in his favour.
If it was if it was built on anything else, or if it was just a straightforward single, I'd go with AJ. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Nakamura on this time.
All right, there we go. Guessing you haven't seen NXT yet.
No, I'm way behind on that.
Okay, well, Candice LeRae obviously had a match against Selena Vega. Was it last week or the week before? This week she was against Bianca Belair, who's been on NXT quite a few times and is pretty impressive, to be fair. But I was really surprised by how much Candice got kind of ragdolled throughout the match. Because obviously Bianca Belair's got a bit more experience on NXT. But Candice, everybody who's most NXT fans are aware that Candice has been on the indies for a long time and has...
She's even been in the ring with men.
Yes, including Joey Ryan. Which is probably a low point for anybody, but still. I mean, the girl can handle herself, but the way they portrayed her this week, it was like she's barely ever wrestled before. But I think they also try...
It really bothers me when WWE try and what's the word? Like dumb down the moveset, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, water it down.
Restrict them. Restrict them.
I think they also
Just let
covered
them
it a little bit.
Be who they are, you know?
Yeah, they also covered it a little bit with the announcers playing on the fact that she was distracted or concerned about Johnny Gargano after being attacked by Tommaso Ciampa again last week. So that's understandable.
I suppose that would make sense. Johnny Gargano's a lucky fucker for nailing it, isn't he?
But yeah, to summarise, I can expect a bright future for Bianca Belair on NXT.
Yeah.
Not much else really happened. We didn't see Aleister Black. Pete Dunne and Roddy Strong was a good match. Obviously, Dunne wanted to rip his freaking head off, as he said the other week. There was also a nice little promo from the Undisputed Era at the start of the show. The only downside was he didn't get to see a conclusive finish to the match because obviously Fish and Cole and O'Reilly got in the ring and jumped Pete Dunne.
Okay.
So maybe we'll see a rematch between them two at the next takeover, which I'm not sure when it is. If there's one in June, or if we've got to wait till August for SummerSlam. I'm sure they did one in June last year, because they're trying to make Money in the Bank a bigger pay-per-view, aren't they? Like turn the Big Four into the Big Five. Yeah, but anyway, there we go. Obviously, we don't talk about the company of many names. From what I can see...
How can we? We don't even know what to call it.
Exactly, but I haven't really seen anything newsworthy of it this week anyway. So there we go. Next week, hopefully, we'll have both the Butcher and Mike Larkin back. And there we go. So, folks, thank you for listening. Don't forget, you can find us at Max Wrestling on SoundCloud and Podomatic. Look for us on YouTube and subscribe. We're also on iTunes and sometimes on Stitcher when it likes to play ball. And of course on Facebook at Max Wrestling UK. Max Wrestling Interactive is for everybody. You can join our interactive group at facebook.com/groups/Max Wrestling Interactive. You can find me at Dazzy MWP. And a big thank you to the Phoenix for rejoining us. You can find him at
Phoenix 626. Not on there often, but
yeah, I was gonna say don't expect many tweets.
Yeah.
And look up more shows from Danger Zone Productions. You can catch the whole first series of Throne Zone at Throne Zone UK. As you saw over the past couple of weeks, the first teaser is out for Season 2, which will be coming your way this summer. We'll be recapping a whole season of Game of Thrones per episode in Series 2 as we count down to the final season. And Screen Gems will be relaunching very soon, but you can catch up with the first run, which was Hidden Gems, and it's all available at DB Screen Gems. So join us next week for Backlash reactions. Hopefully Mike and the Butcher are both back, and that's the bottom line, biatch.
Wiki Maka.
See, we're bringing back old catchphrases as well. Loosely translated to... Wait a minute, let me see if I can get this right. On ne savez pas. Loosely translated to, we don't give a fuck.
Are you kidding me?